Well, good morning, everyone. It's your favorite time of the week because it's Mondays with Bev and Paul. And hi, everybody. My name's Paul,
Good morning. This is Bev.
and it is June 3rd. We're
Wow, how did that happen?
halfway through the year almost here. It's amazing.
I,
I notice the sun's still up at 8 o'clock at night. I'm like, what? What's going on?
I know.
As is the temperature.
As is, oh, yes, that's of course.
107 this week.
What?
Yoo-hoo! Yeah.
Woohoo. Wow.
Well, we're going to have a great time today. We are going to read to you and analyze and tear it apart, and you too can give us comments if you want, because we're going to go over the epilogue in our training manual. And just as we were reading it before the show, we're like, oh my God, this thing's amazing. Who wrote this? Just so you know, it was written in 1989 in a little business in Cortez, Colorado, that wee hours of the morning I would go with Val Cruz and we would work on a word processor to do this.
Wow.
And over time, the FBI and the IRS and everybody stormed his office and took all of his stuff, including our manual. So it sits in some federal building, this
You got to
philosophy.
call Indiana Jones to find that now.
Right. So this philosophy will perpetuate ad infinitum forever. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to read it. It takes 2.5 minutes, and we're going to show it to you on the screen, and then we're going to go back and see how much time we have to really go into each paragraph. But it's too good not to just read
Delve into it.
into it, right?
Yes.
So you can follow along, and here we go. The procedures described in this manual are not intended to supplant, or invade any other medical, biological, or spiritual system.
As an associate learns the value of human beings caring for one another and seriously engages in the process of healing, he or she may, on achieving marvelous and beneficial results, be inspired to speculate on various aspects of the human condition. The associate may begin to conceive that the usual arbitrary distinction drawn between the body and the mind extends to a harmony with the spiritual aspect of the human trinity.
Anyone may become an effective instrument in the process of healing, but should recognize the danger of the ordinary opinions enforced on society. Associates are responsible not only for their actions, but for any advice offered a recipient. The associate must temper judgment, be circumspect in opinions, and suppress the ego.
Know thyself. Every human being is the vehicle of his own destiny. Each is free to venture into some elegant area of thought and peer with yearning trepidation into the obscure shadows. Those who refrain from this liberty will live an ordinary life, be conditioned by ordinary thoughts, exhibit doubts that have ordinarily been postulated by others. Such people are a part of the ordinary problem seeking ordinary solutions. It is the ordinary role for the ordinary man and is clearly the most comfortable for ordinary peace of mind. The ordinary provides no favorable climate for progress.
For those who seek the summit, to glimpse the mighty possibilities of the Absolute, there is no such comfort. Once having crossed the Rubicon, one may not retreat with impunity, but continue to gaze with exquisite anxiety upon the alluring abyss, endeavor to grasp the untouchable, and penetrate the vastness of the unknowable. Paradise may be the sublime experience discovered when one is lost in a limitless extension of infinity. It is an incredible challenge.
The manifestation of creation is extraordinary.
Woo-wee!
What? You really said that? You wrote that?
So if you want that, we sort of had it off and on the screen, but it's in our manual. If you haven't got the manual, please get it. It's the epilogue in our manual, page 47. And let's go over a little bit of this, huh, Bev?
Yeah, let's.
We'll go to that first paragraph even. We don't try to supplant or invade any other medical, biological, or spiritual system. We're,
Enough said on that. This is why we say we have, it's totally integrative and holistic and enhances everything. And that touch right there is non-invasive to the body itself. So,
right. And in the second paragraph, we go into the whole idea of the value of human beings caring for one another, extending to a harmony with the spiritual aspect of the human trinity.
Well, this is what we talk about, that relationship of healing when two people practice together. What an amazing opportunity for that body to open up and go on that healing journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the this human body, it's the spirit having this human experience, and understand when we talk about the spiritual aspect, we're not dictating what that means.
No.
That's for each person to find on their own as we get a little further. Know thyself. This is not about us dictating what your belief system should or should not be in order for healing to happen. It's
that's why this foundation at the very core holds BioTouch's integrity to encourage every single one of our journey of self-awareness. Know thyself.
Yes.
That belongs to just us.
And it's like it says, when an associate learns the value of human beings caring for one another, that's a value that exists really in all human beings. That's human being. Jenny and I were talking yesterday about, what does that mean? I'm like, well, I think we're all humans. I'm not sure we're all human beings yet.
That's a great point. So years and years and years ago, I had a teacher who said, hey, let me tell you the definition of a true human being. One who is totally harmless to themselves and all others. Others implying all of life.
There you go.
Now, come on, I can only think of a couple who have attained that so far. We are human beings becoming.
And BioTouch really, as we go on to this next paragraph, because it talks about to be an effective instrument, anyone can be the effective instrument, and it talks about suppressing the ego, and so we're not, you don't suppress the ego with the ego. That's like as another teacher said, that's the stupidest thing in the world.
Right.
That's the problem trying to get rid of the problem.
Ain't gonna happen, folks.
Yes. So how do you suppress? Yeah. So how does one suppress the ego, folks? It's done with that greeting.
You don't have to worry about it. Just reach out and do that.
Because we've said before, you don't have to like the person you're working on. You don't have to be in a good mood. You don't have to center yourself. You don't have to be this all kind, loving person. You could be judgmental. All those human things that we do as, these gross human beings bumping into one another. Jenny and I are always laughing. She'll say something and I'll answer her. And then she'll say, what? What are you saying? And then I said, well, what you just say, right? It's like, it's like,
just look on her face. Where was he?
And that's like all of us are doing. We're just bumping into one another. No, we're only listening to what we hear and what our preconceived knows. So BioTouch is that same thing. It doesn't matter what you're thinking or feeling or believing. If you do that greeting for some reason, and I'm just grateful to be part of it, it bypasses the circuitry.
Yes.
It goes right to the source of wherever healing is going on. And that's equal for all human beings on the planet.
All of us.
Yes.
It makes us, once again, it brings us into a presence.
Right.
When you are doing BioTouch, you are just sharing a moment with another human being. I mean, you're just there.
Right. Just there. Right. And the whole purpose of our program is really what's in this fourth paragraph. Know thyself. Exclamation point.
Right.
Boom,
Oh,
as they say
boom.
on Comedy Central. Boom, or
Yeah,
what's the thing
right.
where they throw the mic down, or the I don't know.
Oh, boink.
Point, right? So that's really, it's not for me to know you, and it's not for you to know me. It's about knowing yourself, your own path, your own,
Trusting, right?
yeah, trusting too. I think that is a key. I think BioTouch, what it does is it helps us open to what we know and having the courage and the strength to act on that, you know.
Yeah,
And
that's the
that's
challenge.
that's a key, and especially with our healthcare, you're inundated with do this, do that,
Oh,
this
oh,
analysis, this test, do that test. I mean, I'm going through that with this prostate thing. Oh my God, there's this and there's this, and
oh, I
and
know.
you just have to do that. Have somebody do that greeting on you. Just relax for a moment, listen to what your body needs, and it
Yes.
will never steer you wrong. Never.
I don't think so either.
So that paragraph is great. And what's interesting is 8 times in that
Eight
paragraph,
times.
8 times, it uses the word ordinary.
Ordinary. Wow.
If you just want to live an ordinary life doing the ordinary things with the
Mm.
ordinary opinions, living an ordinary peace of mind. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
interesting.
there's a thought.
And dealing the ordinary provides no favorable climate for progress. Now,
Oh,
why did we put that in here?
well, yeah, why did you? We're waiting.
We're waiting. Well, tune in next year.
Right. That's a whole nother show.
Season 48 of and we have other things that we even have this thing called the dilemma. Only a
Yes. Oh
person
my
who
goodness.
takes risks is free.
That's it.
And I think that's the whole thing BioTouch presents. It sort of just says, put down all the stuff you think you know, all the things you've learned, all the meditations that you think are important. I had a dear friend who used to meditate like crazy, and all he'd say to me at the end of his 30, 45-minute meditation is, man, I got a headache. It's like,
Oh,
all
he
that
thinks you meditate too hard.
all that breathing in and holding it six, and getting
Posturing.
it right, and then you get up from your Zuffa pillow or whatever, and your
You
back is killing
feel
you, and your foot is
right.
numb, and then you try to get up
Your
and
legs
fall
are
on the
numb.
ground. Now we're not negating, and
No,
I
no.
laugh because I've done it all.
Right. Me too.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
So
Yeah.
it's if it works for you, that's great, but it's not necessary.
Necessary to feel. And I think the crux of that fourth paragraph in to know thyself is what we talk about all the time. That BioTouch it truly offers up us unlimited possibilities to step out of that ordinary way that we've been programmed to think about ourselves in all of our humanity, in all of our senses.
Right.
Okay, it opens us up to all the infinite possibilities to take risks. Let's face it, the moment that that self-awareness begins and you say within yourself, you know what, I'm wondering if I shouldn't do this now instead of that.
Right.
The moment that you begin that process, you have opened the door to all the possibilities of what we say, embracing your own power to change. And yes, take responsibility for all of those next steps that you are willing to embrace for your life.
And
This is huge.
huge, and it's scary. We
It's
we
scary.
want somebody to tell us how to do it, what to do,
Yes.
because what we're afraid of is failing.
Yes.
You know,
Or we can't. We don't. We've been told for so long that we're just ordinary
right?
and all of these amazing beings are out there directing our lives that we've believed it and really have stepped out of our own radiance and our own power. And the moment that that happens and you get an inkling of that, yes, it's like, what? It can be very challenging, very scary.
Yes.
But the more that you practice that, yeah.
And I think what's important is for us to recognize there really are no such things as failures. There's just opportunities. My niece is
Just
going
opportunity.
my niece is going through that. She had Crohn's. She tried all the natural things for
Oh, I love that.
decades.
That was wonderful.
Yeah, and here she posted she's decided to now try standard medical care. She had a medical emergency when I was there, which interesting happened
Yes,
right after I did BioTouch on her.
I
All of a
know.
sudden her body woke up and she woke up to her body and went, "Oh, we need to go to
Yikes.
the hospital here." And
Yep.
has been on a process of now incorporating her healthy lifestyle with standard medical care and having to tell her you haven't failed. It's
My
the
gosh, that's
next.
how brave is that? How
Yes,
courageous is that?
to give up old concepts, move into the next phase of your life to help this body continue in this life because she has a lot to give as a human being, you
Oh my
know.
gosh, so
And
much.
and so it
Yes.
doesn't matter, folks. It doesn't matter whether you're doing all alternative, complementary, integrative approach or standard medical care. It doesn't change who you are as a human being. those are
Right.
those are body gimmicks. Those are body
Yes.
things that we play with
Yes.
there.
There's more to you than that body,
That's right.
but as we say, that body holds it all.
Yes.
So what better place to start for the unraveling
Right.
than on the body, touching lightly on the skin, communicating to the cellular level where change takes place. And oh, by the way, doing it with
With
love.
love. And that's all BioTouch
That's the
is.
secret.
That is the secret. And as it says here, as you already stated, it's a limitless extension of infinity. That's that unlimited possibilities.
Right.
And of course, it ends with the manifestation of creation is extraordinary.
Extraordinary. We are extraordinary.
Yes, you out there are extraordinary. You
Extraordinary.
and the trees and the birds and the bees and the flowers
Life.
and the trees and the
Life
moon up
above
above and a
and a
thing
thing
called
called
love.
love. Oh, we're dating ourselves now.
Oh, that's all right, folks. Please learn BioTouch. It's really simple. If you've taken our class, if you have our manual, take some time, read that epilogue. Send us some of your ideas, your opinions. Post it on Facebook, post it on YouTube, make a comment. Let's start talking about this. Let's start making it available to all people on the planet. It's your job. It's not just our job anymore. We're doing our job. It's your job to pass it on. And if
To
you,
share and be a
yes,
part of this really a revolution of love is what's in the offing here.
yeah. So go to our website, justtouch.com. Click on that link, gives you the first 10 pages for free. Just doing the greeting. You're putting into application this whole epilogue just by doing the greeting.
Yep.
And don't believe us. Find out for yourself. It'll take you 30 seconds to work with another human being to find out, well, maybe what they're saying is a crock, and maybe it's not. But find out for
It's not.
yourself. Don't just believe.
You're worth it.
Yes,
Try it.
you are worth it. And you are worth it. Bev Wood, thank you very much. That was a
You too,
fun little
Mr. Paul
thing.
Bucky.
Yeah. And we're here every week, and we have classes. Our next training, just to let you know, is the June 22nd and 23rd right here in Tucson, and that's live and in person with Eileen Webster. And
Yay.
that's always fun right here in the Tucson Center. So if you're here in town, come join us. If you have any friends here, tell them to join us in. And our next virtual training will be in July. So,
Yep.
all right, Bev, thank you much. And thank you all for
Thank
allowing
you.
us into your home via this AI, whatever it's called.
Right.
Just
This
keep
other
on
world.
touching. That we know is real. So, bye, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Days in and days out, space and time is all about feeling pressure with the pain, in sunshine or in the rain. Living is a place in mind, giving is being kind. When the pain is too much, what we need is BioTouch. When I'm touching you, you are touching me. It's a simple thing to do and a natural way to be.